when the main character revealed the culprit as the traitor, revealed everyone who was the one who sealed their powers, the one who kidnapped the children, the one who lured them all there, who sicked the, zombies on them. He reveals who it was. And the person starts fighting off his accusers, but there's no way he can. Like, he even reveals that he still has his spiritual powers. And he set everyone up to die, even his own sack. And the main character even reveals who he's working for, who was the Two-Faced Snake. He's working for the Two-Faced Snake. Like, he was feeling like a whole detective show. That whole scene was a detective show. It also reminds me every scene in Heaven's Official Blessing where the main character revealed who was the culprit of the book, or that scene or moment. Like, that's how it felt. Like, I kind of remembered the main character from Heaven's Official Blessing during that entire scene. I was so sad when the wind survivors came out of the blood pit, rescued everyone, and then died again, and the ghost general was sitting there collecting their body parts, their ashes, and, the children were all helping him. The disciples were helping him collect the parts, which the main character had to stop them because he's like, you can give him the satchels you guys are carrying, but you cannot help him without gloves. You can get a disease from that. And I was so sad. Like, the wind survivors, they deserved better. They really did deserve better, but they ended up dying, and then they died again. The ghost general now knows the mini Malid, the Malid's adopted son, is the little child, the little relative of his, the child that used to follow the main character around back in the burial grounds. He now knows it's him, that he has survived, and he was raised by the Malid this entire time. He has no memories of, living with the Wind Clan, but he's alive, and he is so happy. He even thanks the Malid for raising the child, and I was like, yes, baby. 2 more crimes of the Two-Faced Snake is revealed to everybody. One crime was that he murdered his father. Like, he had his father killed by having his father done until he died, and his body still being due even after death. Like, and then it made it look like his father had too much fun and died because he was having too much fun even when he was sick. Like, ooh, honey, like, oh. And then the other crime was he married his sister knowing that it was his sister. Now, he didn't know right away until, his sister's mother came to him and told him everything months before the wedding, but he still married her and had a child with her. And then everyone's like, he murdered, like, they put the pieces together and realized he probably murdered his son and made it look like someone else did it so he could get revenge on that person, somebody who was against his ideas of grading the towers. Like, he had them framed for murdering his son. Like, everyone's like, oh my God. And I was sitting there, oh my God. I already knew most of these facts, but I was still like, oh my God. Like, give me more tea. Which there was another person, another sack leader who was like, give me more tea. Give me more tea. Like, everyone was like, So some of you might be upset with me when I say these things, but honestly, I think the main character was wrong for entering the Australia grounds. Like, yes, he needed to give his adopted parents his blessings, but he also does not have permission. He snuck in there. Like, he went behind the person he needed the permission from and snuck in it. Yes, he is their adopted son, but he also forfeited from the family years ago. Like, yes, he was dead for 13 years, but before everything went down, he forfeited himself from the clan and from the family. So unless he had permission from the clan leader, like, beforehand, before he forfeited, he could have entered there wherever he wanted to. But in a way, he still had to have permission. But now that he's technically forfeited from the clan, he has no rights to enter the Astral Grounds without permission. Like, no surprise, his brother was furious when he saw them enter, especially after seeing them having flirty coupley ways and the fact that they look like a married couple, kind of flirting right in front of his own parents' memorial ground. Like, you don't flirt when you don't. But, like, no surprise he's furious because they don't have permission. You do not enter Astral Grounds when you don't have permission. And yes, he has no rights to insult the main character the way he does, because that is awful. Like, he was insulting the main character. But the main character, again, did not have permission to enter the Astral Grounds. And also bring someone that is not counted yet as family to the Astral Grounds. Even when he was trying to seek permission to make that person family, he still had no rights to bring a non-family member into the Astral Grounds, especially when he himself does not have permission and he's also in a body of a person that is not family. Like, spiritually, he is family. Physically, he is not. Like, this was a bad whole situation. Like, the moment the brother told him to get out, him and the Malites should have gotten out. They do not have permission. They shouldn't have been in there. Like, it was a mess. Like, yeah, the brother had no rights to insult him the way he did. Like, I was furious the way he was insulting. And the fact that the male lead was getting more upset, which is understandable. The male lead has all rights to be upset when his husband is being mocked and ridiculed in front of him and being told that he is not allowed to be in the show grounds where he was just trying to get family blessings. Like, it was a mess. But also, like, he wasn't supposed to have been in there in the get-go. Like, he wasn't supposed to be there because he didn't have permission. And then they tried, like, having a fight. Like, yes, the brother was, pushing for a fight himself, but he was trying to get two people who had no permission out of the show grounds, and they wouldn't budge. I love the main character, but the way he escalates things kind of sounds bad. And then also his brother is a tsundere, which makes the conversation 10 times worse. Like, dude, just leave. Just leave. You can just leave. Like, it was getting bad. Like, they were about to have a little physical fight in the Australia grounds. Yes, the brothers at fault, but again, they did not have permission. And once they got told to leave, they should have left. Like, they finally left. Like, they left when the main character got injured. And then, like, the situation gets worse when the Ghost General gets involved. Again, the Ghost General is highly disliked by the brother, and then he's on the brother's territory, where he stayed outside the clan territory because he thought he wasn't allowed there. And then he, got on their territory and was out, not just on the territory of the clan's land, but he's also right outside the show grounds. Like, oh my god, that was a mess. I was like, honey, no! You're making it worse! The brother and Melly now know that the core that the brother has is the main character's core, which technically it is his core now, since he's had it for 13 years. He's been using it for 13 years. He's cultivated with it for 13 years. He's rebuilt his clan with it. Like, it is his core. Like, everything he's done with that core is not going to be seen as things that the main character done, which he's going to, manipulate in his head that all his actions now are the main character's actions because he's used his brother's core. Because, he's a tsundere and competitive like that. Like, it's one reason why the main character didn't want his brother to know, honestly. It's probably the one reason why. Because he knew his brother would not accept his core. Like, ugh. But it's his core. It's the same with, in Scum Saving System, the main character's body, the original host's body, it's now the main character's. It's not the original host's body anymore. It's his body. All the things that the body does, or the skills or abilities he has, yes, they were original host's skills and abilities, but now that he uses them and cultivates with them, it is his skills and abilities. And I'm like, this is going to be a mess. This is going to be a full-on mess, isn't it? Probably not, but there's reasons why the main character didn't want to know, but like the Ghost General says, things like this is always going to sooner or later be found out, and it's best that at least someone in that situation is the one to tell him, and he should have been told years ago. But again, he wouldn't have accepted it. We all know how competitive and tsundere he is. He would not have accepted it.